Think with the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way back the baby to sleep.
Until morning. Ewing.
Oh, wow.
Oh. He's going to try to get one more shot off the air. Push the buzzer. How about that? That steps over Teron Lewis. He thought about three. He'll put up a three.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents Three from Deep. I'm your host, Jason Calenzo. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys very much for joining me here on this Monday. I know coming out of the weekends are always rough, but it is appreciated. And we are here to try to make your Monday a little bit better. We're going to talk some NBA. I do miss the NBA not being here right now, but of course we have a lot going on in this offseason with the Summer League in full effect. Still some rumors and some things floating around out there. So we got a few things to talk about today on the NBA. But first things first, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button here. Jump on the Boom Broadcasting bandwagon. One of the best YouTube podcast channels you are going to find out there. We do some great content. We have some amazing content providers out there. Listen, just coming out of the weekend, my man Mike of Maluach with Mike does his wrestling podcast. He did an epic show on Saturday with the AWE All-In event. He did 7 hours, and I believe it was 7 hours and 20 minutes long. He did this just podcast that he covered everything. He had special guests. He talked about everything about that Saturday main event. So, guys, check out Maluach with Mike, man. He is doing some special things, man. Just to do a 7 hour and 20 minute podcast straight through, phenomenal performance by my man Mike. You guys got to check him out. And then last night I had the pleasure of being on the Gridiron Address with my man Aaron. Yes, guys, football is back. Not only do I love basketball, but I love some football too. We'll talk about that here in a second. But football is coming, and it was a pleasure to sit there and talk with Aaron. And we discussed all 32 teams and their quarterbacks, and we ranked them. So if you guys are interested in that, you got to check it out because we had a lot of great information there. So, but speaking of football, last year, that's how I kind of cut my chops here in this podcast game is I did a football podcast, a fantasy football podcast with my man, the commissioner, Mr. Wayne Thomas. It is coming out again this year. And unfortunately, Wayne can't do it with me this year. He has some previous engagements he has to take care of. So I miss him. I miss you, Wayne. But Sideline Savants will be back this coming year. We're going to start that probably in about a month or so here. We're getting close. So around August, I haven't had an official day yet that I'm going to start it. But Sideline Savants, your fantasy football podcast, will be back again, hosted by myself, your boy NY. We'll have some special guests. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you're into fantasy football, check out Sideline Savants. Be prepared for that. I'll be releasing some more information when that starts coming up. But I've been cooking some stuff up in the lab to have some fun with that and just getting excited about fantasy football because, you know, right now in the offseason in the NBA, it's a little quiet. We got the Summer League stuff going on. You got the rookies trying to kind of really prove themselves, getting it ready for the NBA. The free agent market and some of the trade stuff has kind of died down a little bit. I think that'll probably ramp up again the closer we get to the season. But for now, I think we are definitely in the dead summertime. But we still got a bunch of things I want to talk about here today on Three from Deep with this NBA story that I love to tell. First things first, we had all three sign for Oklahoma City, and I want to talk about that here for a minute, man. Just right now, with the way the NBA is constructed in teams, they talk about the big three. I think the big three has kind of died because there's a lot of teams out there that have tried it and it didn't work. So, you talk about the 76ers, the Phoenix Suns. They've all tried some big three things and it just epic failures. But there's a team in Oklahoma City that just won the championship that has three guys that they just locked up for the foreseeable future. So Oklahoma City and the Thunder, they do some pretty smart things with that team. They have the draft capital, they have some great, great young talent, and they showed out this year. Come back from a disappointing playoff exit in 24 to come back and win the championship here in 25. So kudos to them. They were the best team in the league, 68 win team. So to come back and to fight through these NBA playoffs, they were, taken to 7 games in the Western Conference Finals. They were taken to 7 games here in the finals against Indiana. Indiana put up a hell of a fight, but losing Halliburton and just OKC was just too tough, and they ended up blowing right past them. So now you got the big three. And let's talk about that because first domino to fall was SGA. SGA signed his 4-year, $285 million max contract, which we kind of expected. Look, MVP of the league. He is turning out to be probably one of the best players. I don't know if I want to put him in that top 5 yet, but he's getting pretty close to being in that top 5. So be on the lookout. Next year, I think, is going to be the tall tale sign of whether we want to consider SGA, one of those top 5 players in the NBA. I think he's looking like he's going to be there, and he's playing like it. So I think next year is going to tell some signs. And then after SGA signs, Chet. Oh, Ichabod Crane. Chet Holmgren signs his 5-year, $250 million guaranteed contract, locking him up for the next 5 years. So Chet Holmgren coming off one of his better seasons. That's something in the West you definitely need. I don't know if you need a dominant center because I think those days are kind of gone. You have these hybrid centers now where they play inside and outside. You look at, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama. These guys play inside a little bit, but they also play outside. They shoot the three. This is definitely different from when I was growing up. When I was growing up, if you were a dominant center, you were big and you played down low and you bodied dudes up and you played center. Now this is kind of the hybrid center forward, point guard, whatever you want to call it. It's crazy to see how much the center position has evolved in the NBA. Some guys like it, some guys don't. I'm a little on the fence right now. I like it to a point. I think when it's needed to be able to get your center to shoot a shot from outside the arc and get you some points, if they can't play down low, is great. But I still believe playing down low. I still believe in bodying dudes up. I still believe in rim protection. And the only way you're going to protect the rim is if you're playing down low. But Chet Holmgren signing his 5-year, $250 million extension to combat with the center position there in the West. And you needed him. And he was a crucial part of that championship team. Not the number one center you would think of, but again, they definitely, he is definitely developing into something special. He's got some pretty good footwork for a big dude, and they need him. You got Victor, you got Ayton there now in LA, who finally got themselves a center. So you definitely needed him. And then the third domino to fall of the big three, Jalen Williams, who showed out this year, man, averaging over 21.6 points a game, 5.3 rebounds a game, 5.1 assists, um, third team All NBA, his first All Star game, 24-25 All Defensive second team. So you're getting a guy that can not only score the rock, but can play some defense. So overall, Jalen Williams has impressed this year. He's had some big games. He's had some 40-point games. He was crucial in these NBA playoffs. So for Oklahoma City to lock up those three young guys over the next 5 years is outstanding for Oklahoma City and their quest to kind of continue their Western Conference dominance. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that was a great move by Oklahoma City, an investment over $822 million to three guys over the next 5 years? Do you think it was worth it? Or do you think that Oklahoma City made a mistake? They should have maybe traded some guys away, that they paid too much for them. I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. My thought is, I think it was the no-brainer. You had three guys there that are crucial in creating a dynasty, creating that championship team. They've got experience under the belt, and man, these guys are young. I mean, you talk about, under 25, and now you have the MVP SGA playing at the top of his game, only looking at getting better. You add two more pieces to that, who these three cats play well together. There's no kind of big three drama that goes along with these guys. They're doing the commercials together. They seem to be friends. They kind of hang out. So to me, I think this is a no-brainer for Oklahoma City. It is a great investment, and I really believe in Oklahoma City as far as knowing what they're doing when it comes to their personnel and the way they're running their organization. Over the past 8-10 years, the Oklahoma City Thunder have made moves, have done trades, have moved draft capital. The way they have put forth the effort in creating something special in a small market in one of the hardest conferences in that Western Conference, for what they have done, it is truly a blueprint for a lot of teams that they need to follow, especially small market teams. Because Oklahoma City, look, they had Russ, they had KD, they had James Harden, they had a big three. They got them just so close. They got them very, very close to the finals. They could sniff it. Golden State beating them. And then you lose KD. Then you shed Russ. Then you shed Harden. Any other team would kind of have given up and just started these fake rebuild processes. I hate when teams say rebuilding and all this other junk, because to me it doesn't make any sense. It's not so much rebuilding, is you need to put quality product out there on the court so the fans love watching you. They're going to come fill the stands and they're going to come watch you. And Oklahoma City did that. They did some trading. They got, the Paul George trade to end up getting SGA. All these draft picks. You got draft picks. You got guys you can kind of plug in. They had some great plug-in players with Dort and Caruso. So, Oklahoma City is doing things the right way, and you can't fault them. So for them to spend the money they're spending on these three guys, I have belief in them because they know what they're doing. They have proven it, over the last 3 to 5 years. They have built something special here, and a lot of NBA teams are jealous and are going to hate on them because they did things the right way. They got tons of draft capital. They're making their money and spending their money wisely. They're not afraid to spend the money, but they're doing it. They're doing it very smartly, and it is impressive. So, but I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Oklahoma City is in line for a dynasty? Do you think these three guys, these three building blocks, and then you just put little pieces around them, do you think that is enough in the West to really compete? You have some teams on the come up in the West. You talk about San Antonio. I'm a huge fan of San Antonio and what they're doing down there. I just want everybody to stay healthy. The Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, still the best basketball player in the world. They're not going to go away, and they're not going to go away quietly. Lakers trying to make some moves, with Luka and LeBron, and now they got Ayton there. So, connect. Can Bronny develop and step up and do something his second year? The Houston Rockets, watch out for them. Getting KD, Alfred Sengun, Amen Thompson, who I think is a superstar in the making. I think this is going to be his breakout year. Watch out for him. But right now, to me, Oklahoma City is the number one team in the West. They have the personnel. They have the franchise in the front office. They have the coaching. They have the championship experience now. I think Oklahoma City is number one going into next year. I just can't see anybody beating them yet. Everybody looks great on paper. Okay, everybody always looks great on paper in the beginning of the season. But of course, there's a lot of season to go through. 82 games is a lot to go through. So let me know what you think, guys. Oklahoma City, number one next year. The big three, are these guys the making of a thunderous dynasty? We'll see going into next year, man. But it's going to be very, very exciting. So I'm glad to see all three of those guys back with Oklahoma City. Smart move. All right, guys. Summer League. Some people put stock in it. Other people dismiss it and kind of just, it's like preseason NFL. Do you really do you really hang your season on it? But, it drums up the excitement for the league. I'm excited. I watch some of these summer league games and I watch some of these players. I love watching the undrafted guys go out there and try to play hard. Excuse me. I love watching these rookies and these second year guys go out there and play and develop. So of course, we had our rookie stock is out there now in the summer league. Cooper Flagg is now the number one draft pick for the Dallas Mavericks. Lots of expectations for him. Dallas, that franchise, that city, coming off emotional highs and lows. You talk about being at the bottom of the world and then coming all the way up and down, like from the year before, from being in the finals with Luka, just dragging that team there. Your franchise player, you get halfway through the season and then you wake up one morning and find out the guy that's on your billboards, that's on your programs, that's on your jersey has been traded to Los Angeles. So you talk about just having your heart ripped out of your chest, Indiana Jones style. But then a few months later, you win the draft lottery and you win the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. So not Luka, but a hell of a consolation prize. But Cooper Flagg had his first couple of games. That first game, kind of the throwaway game. He played the Lakers on that past Thursday night. Scored 10 points. He had a struggle in shooting, but that's expected. These guys are 18, 19 years old. These are kids. And they have been thrust into this position of team savior. So for Cooper Flagg to struggle a little bit in his first game, I kind of expected that, but bounce back in his second game, 31 points and a Mavs loss against the San Antonio Spurs, but still much better. And it's looking like that the Mavs are going to be kind of shutting Cooper down for the rest of the summer league, which I do not blame them. They want to save that investment because he is their future. They need him. Right now, you have AD, but Mr. Glass, how healthy is AD going to be this year? And can he survive a whole year? Kyrie Irving. We don't know when he's going to be back. You're probably looking at December, January-ish, if that. For Kyrie to come back maybe a little bit later, just depends on how much that ACL heals. So Cooper Flagg, they definitely need him. For this team to bring in eyeballs, to get this team on national television. It is much needed. But I'm going to give you guys a name that has impressed me so far in these summer league games. Undrafted, which I'm very surprised he went undrafted. Ryan Nembhard, whose brother is Andrew Nembhard of the Indiana Pacers. But Ryan Nembhard, undrafted free agent, his first game, 21 points against the Lakers that Thursday night. I think he's going to be something special, guys. Watch out for this kid. You talk about right now, we have some great basketball players coming out of Canada, man. What's going on in Canada? What are they feeding them up there in the Great North? But SGA Canadian, Andrew Nembhard Canadian, Ryan Nembhard Canadian, Benedict Mathurin Canadian. I mean, there's a lot of really great Canadian players coming out right now. So watch out for Ryan Nembhard, man. Played Gonzaga last year, played for Creighton first couple of years. I think he's going to be something special. He's my guy to watch for. I was hoping the Knicks would have picked him up because I would have loved to have the brother from somebody from Indiana, to have that brother on our team. I think that would have been kind of cool, especially since the Pacers beat us and there's some bitterness there. So I would have loved to have that kind of, one day brother versus brother kind of thing. But man, Nembhard, watch out for him on Dallas. I think he's going to be really good. But Cooper Flagg, the Dallas Mavericks are going to need him this year, not just for his production and for his basketball prowess, but they are going to need him for the emotional uplifting of that team, to make sure people are watching that team. Because until Kyrie are back fully healthy, you still have Clay on that team, who I still would have loved to see the Knicks try to trade for him, but I don't think the Knicks are making too many big moves right now, unless something else goes down, which I don't blame them. But the other one, Dylan Harper, the number 2 pick in the draft, played Saturday against the Dallas Mavericks, ended up beating them. But wins and losses in the summer league, I don't really go for that. But for his first game, 16.6 rebounds. He's kind of been nursing a groin injury, so San Antonio's just kind of easing him in there, which I like. Don't hurt your investment. But man, this kid, again, you talk about somebody that's going to be special. His dad played in the NBA, Ron Harper. His brother plays in the NBA, Ron Harper Jr. He's up there in Detroit. So there's basketball blood in that family. And putting Dylan Harper with the talent he has on a San Antonio Spurs team with Victor Wembanyama, the Parisian Pillar. Still trying to get that nickname out there, guys. Parisian Pillar. You heard it here first. And De'Aaron Fox, Castle, the rookie of the year from last year. I truly believe the San Antonio Spurs are going to have 3 rookie of the years in a row with Wemby, Castle, and Harper. I believe that. But Dylan Harper easing his way into the NBA now. And the other guy that's been playing really well is the number 3 pick, VJ Edgecomb for the 76ers. Look, the 76ers and the process and all that stuff is dead. We can only make fun of Joel Embiid and Paul George and the Sixers woes only so much. I try to blast them a little bit, but it just kind of sucks that the Sixers are bad because I was a huge Allen Iverson fan. I loved him when I was growing up. Big Dr. J fan, loved him when I was growing up. So to see the Philadelphia 76ers, a historic franchise, with grit and that Philadelphia spirit that comes out in them, to see them floundering the way they are is very disappointing. But Edgecomb, his first game, 28 points, 10 rebounds in his debut. Awesome debut in that 76. I think he's going to be really, really important to that 76ers team. They need a boost. McCann, their good rookie last year who got hurt. So I think VJ is going to be one of those guys that really comes out of nowhere and impresses. So I think he's going to give a little bit of a challenge for Rookie of the Year too. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the season coming up, guys. I'm already excited. I don't want this year to go by. It's already going by fast enough. It's already midway through July. We're already past the halfway point of the year. I don't want to get into winter yet. I want to kind of just sit back and take a deep breath and enjoy the summer. But of course, you get excited for the NBA season coming up. You get excited for NHL. You get excited for, football. So it's hard to not want this time to go by faster to get there, but enjoy it now. Enjoy the summer while you can, and then the season will be here. So, and then, guys, the rest of the time here, I want to jump into. We're going to start breaking down a lot of the different divisions in the NBA through this offseason and kind of break down. I'm going to give you some of my layout of the division winners and losers and some of their my projections, my thoughts. I'm just kind of spill it a little bit here and give you what I think these teams are going to do, whether they're going to have a better season or worse season. We're going to see what's going on. So we're going to start with the Atlantic Division, my division that my New York Knicks are in. So, of course, I'm going to be a homer and start there first. So, I'm going to break down that division. Of course, you got the Knicks, Raptors, 76ers, Nets, and Celtics, right there. So, we're going to kind of break down who's going to fall where. Right now, number 5. I'm going to put the New Jersey Nets, New York Nets, whatever you want to call them. I still call them the New Jersey Nets, the Jason Kidd Nets, the Vince Carter Nets. We missed them, but they're Brooklyn now. Where Brooklyn at? The addition of Michael Porter Jr. coming over from the Nuggets, Terrence Mann, Tyrese Martin, the Igor Domini, their 8th pick that they just had, Nick Claxton, coached by Jordi Fernandez. So I have them as, I don't know. They're not going to be a very good team this year either. They have a pretty young squad. They don't have that guy. They don't have a superstar on that team, which is unfortunate, especially for Brooklyn. They finished 26-56 last year. I don't have them much better than that this year. I have them projected at about 29 wins. They need to do some power moves. They need to figure something else out. Look, I know the Kevin Durant fiasco really killed them. I know the Kyrie Irving thing killed them. I mean, there was a lot of moves that Brooklyn did that were just demoralizing to that franchise, but they need to figure something out in Brooklyn because it is bad to see Brooklyn be this kind of team. But again, 29 wins next year. That's really all I have them. I think they're going to be the bottom of that Atlantic division. I just don't see them crawling out of it. Number 4, I'm going to throw the Philadelphia 76ers in there, but I'll put a little asterisk because it depends on if everybody's healthy. Because with Joel Embiid and Paul George, again, these guys always hurt. Really affects that team. But with VJ Edgecomb, the number 3 pick, Tyrese Maxey, Kyle Lowry signing up to come back, even though he's getting a little long in the tooth. Jordan McCann, who started off hot would have probably been the rookie of the year last year, but just ended up getting hurt. Coached by Nick Nurse, who is no slouch, won a championship in Toronto, finished 24-58 last year. Excuse me. I think this is a 500 ball club. I think they improve. If these guys can stay healthy and stay on the court, and if these young cats can develop, second year McCann, first year Edgecomb, I see them being 41-41 next year. I think they're a 500 ball club. I think they can do better. I see them, again, fourth in that division, but I think they can make the playoffs if they could get healthy, or maybe trade some guys away that they don't really get production out of, and find some ways to improve this team. But 76ers, you guys need to do something. Don't trust the process, because the process is dead and gone. Number 3, I'm going to put the Celtics. The Celtics fall off this year. You have no Jason Tatum next year. Who get healthy, Jason? I hope you get healthy, man. That stunk to watch. You blow your Achilles in the playoffs, especially against the Knicks. Look, I'm happy to win and beat the Celtics at all times, but that's not the way I wanted it to happen. But no Drew Holiday, you trade him away. Excuse me, no Kristaps Porzingis, you trade him away. So Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Peyton Pritchard are your kind of top guys now. I still think they can make a little bit of noise in that Atlantic division. I just don't think it's going to be much. I think Boston is shedding payroll. I think Boston is shedding. I think they want to kind of fall back, get through next year, and then regroup and come back stronger the following year when they get Tatum back. But I think they're about 42 wins this year. I think they just edge out the 76ers to take that third spot in the Atlantic division. Joe Mazzulla is still a heck of a coach. It's just, what is that organization kind of wanting him to coach? Did they want him to coach and try to win something, or they want him to coach and just kind of make it through the year, keep guys healthy? Don't overexert, and let's get to next year when Tatum gets back, and then we'll regroup and retool and try to add somebody and go for a championship run the following year. So it'd be interesting to see how Boston navigates next year, because with getting rid of some of their top players and shedding the way they are, it's pretty interesting. Number 2 is going to surprise you. I have the Toronto Raptors bubbling up. I really do. I like this team. Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quigley, Colin Murray Boyles, their number 9 pick out of this year's draft. AJ Lawson, Darko, I can't say his last name, Rajovic. I know I'm saying that totally incorrectly, but 30 wins last year. But I think they bubble up. I think they come in second in that Atlantic division. I think they make the playoffs. I like this Raptors team. They got a lot of other young cats on there that nobody really knows that I think are going to bubble up. So I have them for 42 wins this year. I have them just ahead of the Boston Celtics. So watch out for the Raptors. This is going to be a quiet year, and I think they're going to make a little bit of noise out of nowhere. So I have them second in the Atlantic division. And of course, the number 1, I got to have my New York Knicks. 50-plus win season last year. I think they do better than that this year. I think they get 55 wins. Look, they got essentially the same team coming back. They added Jordan Clarkson. The X factor is going to be Mike Brown. Is Mike Brown going to be that coach that kind of just pushes them a little bit farther than Tibbs did? That remains to be seen. I like Mike Brown. I don't think he's a bad coach. He won some chips there with Golden State. He was an integral part in that as an assistant coach. Can that translate over to the Knicks getting over the hump? I know the Knicks making it to Eastern Conference Finals last year. This past year, first time in 25 years, back-to-back 50-win seasons under Tibbs, but there were some grumblings. some of the moves that Tibbs made kind of made you scratch your head. I know he didn't get along with ownership because nobody gets along with ownership in New York, but that's a whole nother story. But I like Mike Brown to kind of just jump back into the seat and keep this team rolling. I think we are number one in the Atlantic Division. I think we are a 50-plus win team again. Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, I want him in the MVP conversation next year. He should have been in the MVP conversation this past year. I think he is going to be even louder this year. They have something to prove. They know they were right there last year. They were a couple of balls bouncing the wrong way to get to the NBA Finals. So let's go. Go Knicks. Guys, you can do it. 55 wins. I think they are a dominant force in the Eastern Conference together. I see them finishing first in the Eastern Conference. I think with everybody sliding back, I think Cleveland takes a step back. Their 60-win season last year just ended poorly with a lot of injuries and not a lot of production. I think they take a step back in the East. Boston, of course, taking a step back in the East. Milwaukee, who knows what the heck they're doing there in Milwaukee with Giannis and Doc Rivers. But that's a whole nother story. But I have the New York Knicks not only first in the Atlantic Division, but I have them first overall in the Eastern Conference. So let's go Knicks. Of course, not just being a homer, but guys, this is a really good team. And this is probably one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference because they've all played with each other. Not a lot of new blood, but you plug Jordan Clarkson in. They may plug a few other pieces in here. You still have Precious. You still have Miles McBride. You still have OG Anunoby. You still have Josh Hart. So you still have the core of this team. I think if we just improve that bench a little bit, and then Mike Brown, his coaching style, his experience in Golden State, can that be the key to take the Knicks to the next level? What do you guys think? Do you think my predictions are insane? Or do you think I'll be on the money? I want to know what your thoughts are, guys. That Atlantic Division. Just give me an idea who you think is going to fall where. So, but I appreciate you guys being here with me today on Monday. I appreciate you jumping in and watching Three from Deep with your boy Jason Calenzo. Again, we got a lot of big things coming up here. Still going to be doing the basketball podcast. I have my NFL, fantasy football podcast coming up pretty soon. Boom Broadcasting is working on a bunch of other things, man. We're always in the lab trying to bring you the best content you can possibly imagine, and not just to throw it out there, man. We take time, we develop these projects, we really put thoughts and effort into this because we love doing this, and we love doing it for you. We not only enjoy talking, but again, this is entertainment for you. This is we want you guys out there to really enjoy what we're saying and to understand what we're saying, and give us that feedback, man. And again, give me some feedback, guys. Let me know what you think. I will see you next Monday. We'll see if any other excitement goes on with these with this offseason. Still a lot of LeBron James rumors floating around. Again, I don't believe any of it, but who knows? We still haven't heard anything from the Giannis camp. Summer League still in effect, but there's still some things that could happen here in this NBA offseason, and I'm going to be here to talk about it. So thank you guys very much for joining me. I will see you next Monday. Peace.